Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight on the news, we have the details on a public visitation for fallen Marine Corporal Dagan Page.
Plus, the Lincoln Airport holds a special mock emergency drill to make sure they're prepared.
It's quite possible we're going to have to split up Douglas County.
But first tonight, a decision that will shape Nebraska election for at least the next decade.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Nebraska lawmakers are in a special session right now.
They are working on a contentious issue, redrawing the state's political boundaries. Channel 8's Jael Pembrick caught up with two senators who say they're ready to hear what Nebraskans think about this. Jael?
Legally, redistricting has to happen every 10 years according to the census in state, and how the lines land could impact your voice and your vote.
Today, with these public hearings, that is really going to add to the transparency. This truly is the opportunity for Nebraskans to weigh in, let us know what they think.
Last week, the redistricting committee released its initial plans. Right now, one of the main sticking points is what to do with Omaha. Democrats want to keep it whole. Republicans would like to see it split between two districts. For the congressional map, Senator Tom Breezy of Albion says it's time to divide Douglas County.
Because at some point here, we're going to have to. Maybe not. It's quite possible we're going to have to split up Douglas County following the next census. If not, the next census after that, I would say it's likely that we have to split up Douglas County anyway.
Senator Carol Blood of Bellevue said one map looks fair and another not so much, but did not name which map. She hopes Nebraskans speak up if the redistricting looks unfair to them.
Something looks wrong to you in your gut. Maybe a district is done in a way that does not look like it was evenly cut, or if it cuts through a neighborhood, or maybe a district that pertains to a certain culture or value, then you should be concerned.
Senator Breezy says he hopes minimal change happens for the legislative maps, only accommodating the population shifts.
Try to preserve the core of existing districts, try to preserve communities of interest, and that means not pulling a legislative district from the southwest part of Nebraska and putting that in what is more of an urban/suburban area.
Daniel Conrad of ACLU Nebraska says avoiding data from political parties and incumbent research will be key in keeping the process fair to voters.
Redistricting is not about candidates and it's not about incumbents, it's about voters. That's what we have to center, that's what we have to focus on, that's what we have to get right.
Final decisions on redistricting will be held in executive sessions. 4 public hearings for redistricting are being held. One was in Grand Island. There's one tonight in Omaha, and tomorrow you can have your say right here in Lincoln at the state capitol, room 1524 at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you so much, Jael. By the way, we have those public hearing schedules on our website, klkntv.com. Just click on this story. Speaking of the census, census data shows that poverty went up in 2020 due to the pandemic.
Last year, about 11.5% of Americans were living in poverty, but in 2019, only 10.5% were in poverty. That was the lowest level since record keeping began in the late 50s. 37.2 million people were below the poverty line last year. Millions of people lost their jobs due to the pandemic, but employment has significantly improved since then. But the nation is still more than 5 million jobs short than in February of 2020. Back to local news now. Public visitation for fallen Marine Corporal Dagan Page has been announced.
He was one of the 13 service members killed last month near the Kabul airport. Visitation will be held this Thursday from 5 to 8 at St. Paul Lutheran Church in Omaha. His funeral is Friday at the same church. Seating for the general public is going to be very limited. Page will be buried at the Omaha National Cemetery. We have more details on the services and updates on this story on our website, klkntv.com.
To some crime news now. Lincoln police say a man with a machete attacked 2 other men. It happened near 10th and G streets overnight. Police say one victim had serious cuts on his wrist, leg, and back. So far, though, no arrests have been made and police are still investigating.
Let's get to your first forecast now. Malcolm Byron in for John. In some areas, getting some rain today.
Right, and these were very isolated showers, mainly this morning, and we were talking about the potential for an evening round of rain, but it doesn't look like we have enough instability for an upper level disturbance to act on. So I think for many, the rain threat is coming to a close. Now, we are much cooler than where we were 24 hours ago, 14 degrees cooler compared to this time yesterday. When we were looking at the same map yesterday, it was 14 degrees warmer in the opposite direction. So we've been playing this, what I like to call a temperature seesaw, where we go warmer than cooler, warmer than cooler. We're on the cooler side today. Temperatures are in the middle 70s right now in Lincoln. We actually were able to make it up to 80 degrees today in Lincoln. Right now we're at 76 in Beatrice. So some spots are warmer as they saw just a little bit more sunshine. Other spots are a little bit cooler out towards York and Aurora at 73 degrees at this particular point in time. Here's a live look over Honda of Lincoln. Lincoln right now is seeing a little bit more sunshine, but there is some cloud cover streaming in off from the west. And there are some showers, mainly off towards the south, just south of the Kansas-Nebraska border, but we're watching some showers that just moved through Fillmore and Saline counties over the past couple of hours. It looks like that shower moved in towards northern Gage County, and it has since fizzled out. Most of us should be dry for the rest of this evening. Won't rule out the potential for a stray shower. Clouds will eventually decrease as we head into the overnight hours, temperatures dropping into the 60s. Now, we're going to stay comfortable tomorrow. We're going to have more details on how long that'll last coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you, Malcolm. Well, how do you prepare for an emergency plane crash? As the old saying goes, practice makes perfect.
Today, first responders in Lincoln participated in a real-life emergency simulation at the Lincoln Airport, where an airplane collided with a fuel tank.
It's a situation where we hope nothing like this ever happens, but we want to be as prepared as possible if and when it does happen.
The simulation tested first responders' ability to communicate in a fast-paced, high-stress environment, assess the seriousness of injury for the crash victims, and rush them to the hospital. In the aftermath, crews are given valuable opportunities to learn from this and optimize their emergency response.
You've got something that's going to be a little bit larger scale like this. This sort of helps us identify the places where we can really sand down the rough edges and communicate better and work together as a team.
The L&K Airport says today's exercise took about a year of planning. It is required to host full-scale emergency exercises like this one held today once every 3 years to make sure local first responders are equipped to respond to an emergency situation.
And speaking of flying, the FAA is dealing with a surge of unruly passengers. More than 750 investigations have been opened this year. That's about 4 times more than usual. Now, airline crews have reported nearly 4,300 incidents this year, and the majority over federal mask mandate violations. Flights for Afghan evacuees coming into the U.S. have been put on hold.
That's because cases of the measles were found in 5 people who recently arrived in the United States. Officials are now trying to immunize evacuees before they arrive.
We want the people who work on these bases and the families who live there to know how seriously we're taking it.
Those who are infected are being housed separately. The CDC says measles is one of the most contagious diseases in the entire world. And even though it was eliminated in the U.S. back in 2000, the recent vaccination decline has caused cases to rebound.
It's heartbreaking. Nobody should have to die of this disease.
The CDC says measles symptoms can appear 1 to 2 weeks after a person is exposed, and an unvaccinated person has a 90% chance of getting measles if they're exposed.
And still ahead on the news tonight, we're going to get you updated on coronavirus news as cases in children continue to climb.
We'll be right back.
Next ET, behind the scenes at the Oscars of Fashion. All the Met Gala madness, the moments, and those memes. Next ET.
Weeknights at 6:30 on KLKN TV.
A disturbing rise in overdose cases.
Overdoses are not new, but the severity and the numbers are.
8 investigates the real-life stories of those affected and how to keep your loved ones safe. This month on Channel 8 News. Sponsored by Centerpoint.
Ready for this?
1, 2, 3, up.
At Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals, we help rebuild lives shattered by illness and injury. With expertise and innovation, we deliver hope and healing so our patients can believe now you can. Visit Madonna.org.
Your computer is your connection to everything. When your computer breaks, so does that connection. Schrock Innovations repairs all types of PCs and Mac computers, and your first hour of
Now we turn to the pandemic, where health officials say kids now account for nearly 30% of all new COVID cases in the country.
And the CDC says nearly all COVID hospitalizations are among those who haven't been vaccinated. ABC's Elizabeth Schultze has more.
With COVID cases surging among kids, a new urgency to get eligible Americans vaccinated. The American Academy of Pediatrics says nearly 500,000 children tested positive in the past 2 weeks, as millions headed back to the classroom.
Ways to combat this is to use mitigation efforts. That includes vaccinating all of those who are surrounding children.
Vaccines for kids under the age of 12 could be authorized by the end of the year. Pfizer says it's planning to submit its data to the FDA in the next month.
We expect to have safety and immunogenicity data for children between the ages of 5 and 11. We expect to have that data by the end of September, and then we would expect to file that with the FDA in early October.
With hospitals across the country once again overflowing with patients, the CDC reports more than 90% of those now hospitalized with COVID are unvaccinated. In West Virginia, this mother blames misinformation about the vaccines for contributing to her son Joey's COVID battle right now.
Joey chose not to be vaccinated because he listened to all the negative and false accusations about vaccination.
In New York City, where vaccines are required for most indoor activities, a welcome return to pre-pandemic life, including the reopening of Broadway Tuesday night.
So I'm very excited about this opening of Broadway theaters, but I have to have a sense of caution, especially in the setting of the Delta variant.
Pfizer is also doubling down on its call for booster shots. The company says that while 2 doses give strong protection against the Delta variant, a 3rd dose could be even more effective. Elizabeth Schultze, ABC News, Washington.
On a related note, a new report says the U.S. spent nearly $6 billion treating unvaccinated COVID patients in hospitals just within the last 3 months. The Kaiser Family Foundation estimates the average cost of a preventable COVID hospitalization is around $20,000. And just from June to August, 287,000 unvaccinated adults were hospitalized with COVID.
All right, let's get you updated on the latest COVID numbers here locally. UNL reporting no new cases so far this week. LPS reporting 48 new cases. That's 45 students and 3 faculty making up that 48. Lancaster County reporting 52 new cases today and no new deaths. 119 people are hospitalized with COVID-19 and 20 are on ventilators. 6 people have died from COVID-19 here locally so far this month.
And cases in Lancaster County, great news, were down 37% from last week. In Douglas County, down 26% from last week. And in Sarpy County, down nearly 62% last week, according to the county's health departments.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Malcolm Byron.
Here's a live look over our Allo Communications camera. We're seeing some filtered sunshine outside, still some cloud cover at this hour, but we did have some pockets of sunshine today that allowed temperatures to get up to 81 degrees in Lincoln. Not everybody saw the 80s today. Many locations were stuck in the 70s. Here's a look from overhead, the satellite perspective, showing a lot of these clouds starting to thin out. The western edge of this is finally starting to push through the Tri-Cities, so we're out towards Grand Island, Hastings, and Kearney. You're probably going to be done with cloud cover in the next hour or two. I still think we'll have some cloud cover stream in towards Lincoln, but I think the rain chance for the rest of this evening is probably coming to a close. 76 right now in Lincoln, so the clouds are back overhead. That's helped cool our temperatures off just a little bit. We're at 76 in Beatrice, lower 70s out towards York and Aurora, both at 73 degrees at this particular point in time. Now, as far as where all the rain is, it's off towards the south, mainly along the Kansas side, just south of the southern row of counties in Nebraska. Now, we were watching some showers moving through Fillmore and Saline counties. These pushed into northern Gage County. These are very small, very few and far between. In fact, most of us were dry. Even if you did find yourself under this, you probably didn't get a lot of substantial rainfall out of this. We mentioned this yesterday. Perhaps the maximum that anyone would see would be about a 1/4 inch. And in fact, this morning we saw that in our southern row of counties. Now, why are we seeing most of the rain off towards the south? That's where more instability is. We have an upper level disturbance moving through, and it's acting on some of this instability, and it's firing some of these showers. Now, I was talking with Brittany Foster yesterday, and we thought that maybe this axis could shift just a little bit farther north. That's why we were talking talking about the potential for some isolated showers this evening, but it's just a little bit farther off towards the south. So if you're watching out towards Beatrice, Fairbury, or Hebron, that's where we're going to be watching for the potential for maybe an isolated stray shower for the rest of the evening. Now, a lot of these fizzle out into the overnight hours. In fact, a lot of the cloud cover will clear out as well going in towards overnight Wednesday. Now, while most of us are going to be dry tomorrow morning, we're going to be watching for some of our counties in the northern part of the state. We do cover some of this area right here. There may be an isolated shower tomorrow morning. Not too much to impact your morning commute too much. You may just have to turn the windshield wipers on. There'll be brief passing showers, but we're dry near Lincoln out towards the Tri-Cities. If you're anywhere along I-80 and points south, no rain expected overnight into tomorrow morning. You can see we're mostly clear going into tomorrow afternoon and evening as well. And temperatures, despite the mostly clear skies, are going to be in the low to mid 80s. So just a tad bit warmer than today. We're forecasting a high of 83 degrees. And notice it's going to be comfortable. The humidity will be on the lower side tomorrow as we have northerly winds helping keep the humidity at bay. 90 degrees on Thursday, and the humidity will return. That'll set us up for the arrival of our next storm system. We're tracking this late Thursday night in the northwest corner of the state. And as we go in towards Friday morning and especially the afternoon for southeast Nebraska, that's where we're going to be watching for a cold front. Could spark some showers and thunderstorms. And from everything I've seen, one or two of them may be on the stronger side. We have a couple of days to iron out the details there. So forecast for tonight, 54 degrees, clouds decreasing, I think probably by 8 to 10 o'clock. We'll have mostly clear skies. Temperatures near normal, average lows for this time of year in the mid 50s. As going towards tomorrow, winds will return out of the south. Temperatures slightly warmer in the low to mid 80s. Mostly clear. It's a comfortable day for tomorrow as well. Here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Mostly clear skies on Thursday, 90 degrees. The humidity returns. It's going to be a humid 85 degrees on Friday as a cold front approaches. Now, the Friday high temperature is a little tricky because the cold front is going to be actively pushing through in the afternoon. If you're north of the front, you'll be cooler than that 85 degrees. If you're south of the front, you may be a little bit warmer than that 85 degrees, but we'll dry out as we go in towards the weekend. 89 on Saturday, 91 on Sunday, and then we're going to be watching another disturbance arriving for the beginning of next week. More than likely, we'll see that on Tuesday.
All right, thank you so much, Malcolm. We want to stay with the weather theme here. Weather, especially on the Gulf Coast, where Tropical Storm Nicholas made landfall.
Yeah, the storm hit Texas this morning and is now hammering parts of Louisiana just 2 weeks after Hurricane Ida. Chris Wynn is in the Gulf Coast with the latest.
For us, that means there is a flash flood watch in effect through at least 7 a.m. on Thursday.
Hours after making landfall on the Texas coast as a Category 1 hurricane, Nicholas now moving dangerously slow to the east, threatening to bring high winds and dump up to a foot of rain in parts of coastal Texas and Louisiana, raising concerns for flash flooding. The National Weather Service predicting life-threatening storm surge of up to 5 feet as Nicholas bears down.
It will be a very slow-moving storm across the state of Texas that will linger for several days and will drop a tremendous amount of rainwater.
Those dangerous storm surge warnings and watches extending to Louisiana, where people are still recovering from the devastation left behind when Hurricane Ida hit 2 weeks ago.
One of the things that could exacerbate the threat of flooding are all the ditches and catch basins and storm drains and so forth, all these drainage systems that have debris from previous storms that hasn't yet been cleaned up.
More than 6.5 million people are under flash flood watches that extend from Texas to the Florida Panhandle. In Texas, several 100,000 customers are without power as crews wait until weather conditions improve to tackle repairs.
It's too windy still for them to go out and fix those down power lines. It's dangerous for their crews.
Reporting from the Gulf Coast, I'm Chris Wynn.
In other national news now, 4 former Minneapolis police officers are charged with violating George Floyd's civil rights, are now pleading not guilty.
That's right. Derek Chauvin and 3 other officers were arraigned on federal civil rights charges today. Chauvin is accused of unreasonable seizure and force. Of course, he's already in prison for the murder of George Floyd. 2 officers are accused of failing to intervene, and all 4 are charged with failing to give Floyd medical aid.
Well, if you're looking for work, Amazon is hiring 125,000 employees.
That's right. The company is looking to hire people in more than a dozen states. It's paying more than $18 an hour. They need both full and part-time jobs. It plans to open more than 100 new delivery stations and centers this month. And after this new round of hiring, the company will employ overall more than 1.3 million people.
And hey, this could be a good time to get a used car or plan a little vacation if you need it. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported shifts in prices for certain industries, showing that the cost for airline tickets and car insurance actually dipped in August. And used car prices were down last month for the first time since February. And some sad news today for the world of comedy. Norm Macdonald, former SNL Weekend Update anchor, has passed away.
His manager confirming the comic had been battling cancer for nearly a decade. Macdonald was on SNL from 1993 through 98. He then appeared on other TV shows, including The Norm Show and The Middle. He privately battled cancer for almost a decade, and as a stand-up comedian, he earned a cult following with his deadpan delivery and wry wit. Norm Macdonald was 61 years old.
A down day on Wall Street today. The Dow falling 292 points. NASDAQ is down 68. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, an already ravaged
Welcome back, everybody. Finally tonight, something fluffy and heartwarming.
The puppy cart at the Nebraska Humane Society. Check this out. The cart contains boxer puppies. And get this, they're all named after Taco Bell menu items. So meet taco, burrito, nacho, chimichanga, tostada, enchilada, crunch wrap, and Baja Blast. Isn't that cute? Thank you. They're so cute. You just eat them all up.
Well, now I want a puppy and I want Taco Bell.
Right? It is Taco Tuesday.
That's true.
That's pretty perfect.
It's kind of a commercial for Taco Bell now, isn't it?
Look at those faces.
Oh, they are cute.
Oh, you can hear them just a little bit, just
I
whine.
forgot to wear my taco socks today. I normally wear them on Tuesdays.
I heard you and Andrew have matching ones, don't you?
We do, and we both usually wear them on Tuesdays, but forgot today.
Do you have taco socks, Rod?
Rod. You know, I do not have taco socks.
I'll have to get you some for your birthday, even though it was last week. But it's okay. It'll be a late birthday present. Okay, Malcolm, final check of the weather?
Right, so we're watching for the potential for a stray shower, mainly south of Lincoln. However, as we go in towards the next several hours, eventually the clouds will start to diminish. Mostly clear skies by 8 o'clock. Temperatures dropping into the 60s by 10 o'clock. Mid-50s for low temperatures.
All right, thank you, Malcolm, and thank you all for joining us.
On behalf of Megan, I'm Rock. Have a good one. We'll see you at 6 o'clock.
Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness News is brought to you by Christensen Hearing Analytics.